We're going to go into why every athlete should train like Ronnie Coleman. And we're going to start right now. Oh my gosh. I can just feel everybody's typing down in the comments.
Athletes train like Ronnie Coleman, but we're going to get big and bulky and slow.
So when we're looking at Ronnie Coleman's training, I'm so freaking excited because back when I was in college, I remember some of these videos were for sale on his website. You could buy the VHS or the DVDs, and it really took the whole world of training at the time by storm. This is before social. This is like Facebook had just started and they only let college kids on it. Like, to have access to this video when it was like 2005, 2006, 2007 to a lot of these videos, it was insane the impact that it ended up having on athletes at that time. So I want to go into it. I want to react to it. I'm so excited to do this. I can't believe I haven't done this yet on the channel. But on top of that, I want to talk about what this has done for culture, what this has done on many different sports. We're going to watch some of this. We're going to talk about his training. We're going to mention the fact that he was a power lifter before he became a bodybuilder. And shout out to Ronnie for winning that recent lawsuit that he just had against a supplement company. So let's get into it. All right, let's go. Everybody wants to be a bodybuilder. So that quote right there, it's like, okay, everybody wants to look at this squat technique, by the way. No lock. Oh my gosh. Ronnie's not locking out his reps. Those reps don't even count. You know, the only rep that truly counted was his last rep because he didn't even lock it out. I can't believe, like, he thinks that an 800-pound squat would actually be okay to squat like that. How dare he? Look at how upright his trunk is. So it's like when we're immediately looking at this and you're just seeing one, the speed of that movement, and really when we're thinking through the lens of like, what's the physiological adaptation, right? First, he's saying everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but nobody wants to lift heavy weight, right? Well, why? Because a lot of bodybuilders, I think, you know, at that time, the drugs were so potent, and even today, they're so potent. I remember Charles Poliquin even talking about this, that no one trained like they used to, where you would have to get very strong and then do high volume with more load so that the mechanical tension could lead to bigger development, which was sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. But you would just play this game of get stronger, do more reps with heavier load. Get stronger, do more reps with heavier load. And that would help you, you know, that was the version of progressive overload essentially. So the interesting part here is that he's moving this weight really fast. So the rate coding's through the roof. We know that he's recruiting high threshold motor units. He's getting extraordinarily strong. He's got that crazy upright posture. So his quads are getting loaded. He's not locking out. So his quads are under tension more. And then he'll do other movements with really high reps. So, but now we're looking at probably 2,000 pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 8 reps. And I'm even thinking like back when Dorian Yates was training, Dorian would talk about a lot of stuff with him. It was like sets that were just setting up that like attack set. Basically, like, look, you have one attack set. And I think, like, to me, that's a lot of what Ronnie would do. It was like he would set the body up and then he would have the crazy attack set. And here we're looking at him. It's like, look, actually, Joe Kovacs just posted a video of him front squatting like 235 or 240, like 515 for like a set of 6. And he's using the cross, you know, the bodybuilding grip. And I have been known for making fun of people who squat like this. But in all reality, it's like, dude, you front squat and then you front squat cross like this. And you got, what is this, 550 pounds on? If we're looking at like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 45. So if we're looking at 6 45s, it's like 565. Okay. Look at that depth, dude. And he comes out of the bottom, it just pops right off. No lockout. How dare he not lock these reps out? Dude, so it's like that's the other factor is like, literally, please, people, when you see someone not lock out, like, and they're just continuing through, they're doing unbroken reps, really, I want you to think about what ends up happening is you're under tension longer, okay? And typically, when you don't lock out, you're moving something faster. So let's go back on this and just play this game, okay? So Ronnie starts his set, okay? He begins his set. I'm trying to look at this. Let's say it's like right at 145, okay? So a minute 45. And then he finishes, that's 2, this is 3, this is 4. So 157, 12 seconds, he does 4 reps. So at 565. It took him 12 seconds to do that. Now, if we looked at like the energy chart, right? Like we might make these calculations and jump to all these conclusions. But in all reality, when you're not locking out and you're recruiting quickly and you're getting that fast eccentric with a really big stretch and then driving back up, your body tends to recruit more high threshold motor units, and your trunk has to have more trunk control. Like, guess what a really good ab exercise? Guess what one way to recruit and to have really good dynamic trunk control is? Front squat 565 for 4 in 12 seconds. I think athletes out there, if they would front squat 565 for 4 in 12 seconds, they'd probably be in a pretty good spot. Now, I know that there's anabolic agents in this equation, but using that concept, even if it's 265 for 4 in 12 seconds, like, think about that. Now, I think this is the 800-pounder. I actually used to get blown away that he would do that open palm grip. Dude, that deadlift is just absolutely insane. Five reps, pretty sure that was DMX blasting in the background. It's like, I can't even, that's probably another 580 to 600 pounds. But again, I want this right now. Anyone on our channel that comments about lack of lockout, everybody should respond in the comments like, go see Ronnie Coleman react. It's like, dude, come on. Get a clue. Signs you're pathetically weak. You talk about not locking out. Okay, so we're 405, I think, here with that. $10 at 405 bent over row. That might even be 495. I love this one. Dude, this will get you guys stupid pumped. This is like a two-handed version of like the Meadows rows. And again, we've talked about body English and the eccentrics that you get. So that's 12 at 200. He goes, watch yourself. Dude, I've watched this video so many times when we were in college. 200s for 12. think we should bring back these shirts too. What did Ronnie... So Ronnie just would look at this and be like what... Honestly, what was he considering to be heavy, right? It's like absolutely crazy. Okay, so here's the thing that I did want to get into now. Okay, so we've seen the intensity. We've seen the no lockout. We've seen the range, his technique. Dial all that stuff in, right? If we're talking about bodybuilding, the best bodybuilders ever, right? We're looking at range of motion. Okay, perfect, right? We're looking at technique. And we're looking at intensity. And on the range of motion, let's say mobility. And then I'm even going to say DTC, trunk control. Just look at the back, look at the abs, like to hold these positions. Again, I'm not saying we use the anabolics. I'm saying that let's really, really try our best to move weights heavy weight fast. R.A. Roman, who's a Russian weightlifting coach, has that famous quote. It's like, there's a very big difference between moving heavyweight and moving heavyweight fast. Look at this movement pattern. Look at this. If we have a kid in the gym squatting like this, we're game on. He's fast. He understands the groove. He's got good feeling. He knows how to dig. Like, that's the other aspect is like, dude, when you train like Ronnie Coleman, you have those things. You've got range of motion. You have intensity. You have really good technique. And you have good trunk control. What else do you want? Literally, what else do you want to do? Why would you not want to train like this? The old Valio. He's got the old Valio t-shirt on. If I remember correctly, the gym was called Metroflex. I don't know if it's still there. And I think his coach, the camo guy in the corner, I think he was like a powerlifting / he might have been like a fight instructor as well, like something like that. I think that's how they originally linked up, was because Ronnie was powerlifting. I think he's younger there. I also remember reading some stories with him where, there we go, some hack lifts, where he even talked about, I forget who it was, somebody gave him like a shot of vodka the night before a big comp over in Europe. And he said that's when he realized how much that dried him out and made it so much, like before a big meet or a big pose off, that alcohol helped dry him out so he looked harder on the stage, which I always thought was a little interesting. He was dialed in with a lot of stuff. So this is like his attack set. I'm pretty sure that's where he's going super high reps. Is that Jay Cutler, I think? Dude, this video is so awesome. I just want to go lift right now. Like the impact of this, I hope people watch this and feel what I'm feeling. Like it, and that's the whole thing, is like, that's the whole point of YouTube to me. That's the whole point of social media. That's the whole point of like documenting what we're doing and sharing it, is like, dude, you put out to the world like this feeling and energy and sense of drive, and it's like, the emotion that you get from just watching someone do work, and then you're immediately like, I want to do freaking work. Like, I want to go out and I just want to freaking smash weight. And I think like that's a really important aspect. Before we finish this Ronnie Coleman video, we have a strength training app known as Peak Strength. Inside Peak Strength, you can go in and you can look at this and say, I want to increase muscle mass. I want to get stronger. I want to improve my hypertrophy. And if you're an athlete, you can even select the specific sport that you want to train for. So once you make that selection, now you begin that journey to cultivating your power. So head over to peakstrength.app, the Google Play Store or the Apple iOS Store. You'll get 7 free days of training, and that's when you're going to start to figure out, how good do you really want to be? Again, head over to peakstrength.app, click on that. Now, let's start watching some more Ronnie videos. He's listening to Eminem. Shut up and squat. Yeah. DMX just ripping, man. It's like it's 2000 all over again. I remember listening to DMX for the first time and being like, wow, this is crazy. Dude went double platinum in 1 year on the Pookie. Dude was legit, man. Holy crap. Oh, geez. Classic bodybuilder look too. Guy behind him with the wrestling shoes on. Oh, this is that same one, yeah. So it's like, dude, I think I want to bring back the really short shorts. And that shirt he had on that was cut off. Dude, he's got to be tired. Wait, let's go back and count. We didn't count because now I can see it a little better. Okay, so it's got 1, 2, 3, 405, 495, 465. Or 565, sorry. So he did a drop set. He did 495 for 10. Prior to that, he did 565 for 4. And they were all unbroken. And they were all partial range. And I think that's like the biggest aspect is like thinking through. It's a full range of motion, but no lockout. So you're on constant tension. Like, look at this, like full range, no lockout. Just absolutely freaking hammering weight. Man, we didn't see the video, and part of one of these videos was when he was putting on his police outfit, and I remember going to work because he was a cop for such a long time as well. Here we go with the lunges again. So big lunge guy, just crushing, and that's another thing, dude. Put a bar on your back and go do lunges for 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. It's probably going to help you get bigger. It's probably going to make you stronger. It's probably going to help add some size, and your trunk is going to increase with that strength. And guess what? Like, deep down inside, you're going to figure out how much you want. Like, how good do you really want to be? Sets like this, workouts like this, exercises, like the mental focus and drive and intensity that you have to have. It's like, you know, everybody wants to
Right here, my angel. Right up.
That's pretty cool. And I think that just like goes to show, like, dude's a real dude. I actually remember I got this picture with him back during COVID. I saw him in the Dallas airport, and I was like, you know, he comes out of the I think it was the Admiral Lounge, and I saw him, and I was like, yo, that's Ronnie Coleman. Taman was like, yo, it's Ronnie Coleman. It's like, I gotta be that guy. I'm gonna get a picture with him. And he was in a wheelchair, and it's like, yo, Ronnie, can I get a picture? He's like, yeah, dog, no problem. And like, dude, for me, that's like the sign. This dude gave me a little bit of time, and he had no idea who I am. He doesn't care about like anything I'm doing because I'm not in his life, but he's like, I'll give you some time, dog. Like, and I think that just shows like, dude's a appreciative worker, right? And it's like, that's all that we can do to take away from this. Now, I talked about this in the beginning. The weightlifting meet that we had this week or 2 weekends ago, we had guys warming up in the last session. So the last session was just off the hook, just crazy. Everybody was crushing lifts, like murdering it. The intensity was so freaking high, and everybody's screaming, you know, lightweight baby, before the lifts, like while they're warming up. And it was guys that like we didn't know, they didn't know us. They're coming to our gym, and we're all just warming up. And it's like, that's the culture, that's the intensity, that's the vibe, that's the energy that it puts off to the world, that it's okay to do that. It's okay to bring that intensity. It's okay to have fun and to voice. Like, that's the other thing, is like, you get into a big set, like, it's concerning. You're like, gosh, this is gonna be really hard, this is gonna be really challenging. And when you verbalize it, it makes it a little bit easier, because it also helps you gain support. And it made me realize, like, Ronnie Coleman, the bodybuilder, the stuff that he was doing back in the 2000s is still living in 2025 at a weightlifting meet. Not even the same sport. That intensity, that culture has just permeated. And I think that that's the biggest aspect around this, is like, dude, I'd kill to go back and train. When I first watched this video, I would kill to go back to that moment in my life, because it was so freaking fun to get into the gym when I'm 21, 22, 23 years old, and just banging weights and thinking about, like, I want to train like Ronnie. I want to train like Ronnie. And that's what we want to do on this channel. That's what we want to put out to you guys, because it's gonna make your workout sessions that much more fun. It's gonna make your workout that much more enjoyable. So if you're still with me on the video, I hope you appreciate this. I hope you like Ronnie. If you need help with your programming, head over to peakstrength.app, because remember, freaks, if you want to become a champion, you've always got to cultivate your power. Peace.